She was driving from Syracuse to Watertown last night. Normal drive, maybe 90 minutes. She's done it 1,000 times. But last night, in the lake effect snowbands, visibility went from clear to zero in seconds. She couldn't see the road, couldn't see the car ahead, couldn't see anything, just white, complete white. And she had a choice, keep driving blind or pull over and wait. She pulled over in Central Square, and she cried. Not from fear, though there was fear. From the overwhelming stress of white-knuckle driving through conditions that could kill her if she made one mistake. She sat there, hands shaking, waiting for the squall to pass. And when it finally did, she had to get back on the road and do it again, because she still had 30 miles to go. That's a real story from someone who commented on weather coverage yesterday. And today I want to talk about travel safety in winter weather, about the split-second decisions that save lives or end them, and about how to know when the answer is don't go. At the 10-minute mark, I'm walking through step-by-step what to do if you're caught in a snow squall while driving. At the 17-minute mark, I'm explaining the exact conditions when you should cancel plans and stay home, no matter how important you think the trip is. If you could comment your city and state, it helps me understand what driving conditions viewers are facing and what specific regional hazards to address. December 31st, 2025, New Year's Eve. And right now, people across the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast are making decisions about whether to travel tonight. Some will make the right decision, some won't. And some of the ones who make the wrong decision won't make it home. That's not me being dramatic. That's reality. Winter weather kills people every year, not because they're stupid, not because they're reckless, because they underestimated conditions, or overestimated their abilities, or felt pressure to go when they should have stayed. Today's forecast is about saving your life by helping you make better decisions. Let me start with what's actually happening right now that's creating dangerous travel conditions. A clipper system is moving through the Midwest and Ohio Valley bringing snow. Not huge amounts for most areas, 2 to 4 inches for Chicago, 3 to 5 inches for northern Indiana and Ohio. Light accumulation for many areas. But the danger isn't total snowfall, it's snow squalls. Snow squalls are narrow bands of extremely heavy snow that develop quickly within broader areas of lighter snow. They're maybe 5 to 15 miles wide. They last 10 to 30 minutes. But while you're in them, visibility drops to near zero, wind gusts to 40 or 50 miles per hour. Snow falls at rates of 2 to 4 inches per hour. You go from seeing fine to seeing nothing in less than a minute. That's what caught the Syracuse to Watertown driver. That's what makes snow squalls so dangerous. No warning, no time to react, just sudden whiteout. Interstate 90, Interstate 80, Interstate 75, all of these major corridors are at risk for snow squalls today and tonight. These aren't rural back roads, these are major highways with heavy traffic. When a snow squall hits an interstate with cars going 70 miles per hour, pileups happen. Already this winter, we've seen massive pileups. Detroit, Interstate 75, a semi went off an overpass and burst into flames. People died. Iowa saw a 14-car pileup, 1 person died. These aren't rare occurrences, they're predictable outcomes when snow squalls hit highways. So let me walk you through what you need to know to survive if you're caught in one. First, understand that you probably won't see it coming. Snow squalls aren't announced by dark clouds or changing conditions. You're driving in light snow, visibility is okay, and then suddenly it's not. Suddenly you can't see. Your first instinct will be to brake hard. Don't. Hard braking on snow causes you to lose control. If you brake hard, you're sliding and you have no control over where your vehicle goes. Instead, ease off the gas. Don't brake, don't accelerate, just ease off the gas and let your vehicle slow down gradually through friction and rolling resistance. Keep your hands steady on the wheel. Don't make sudden steering movements. Turn on your hazard lights. This tells cars behind you that conditions ahead are bad. It gives them warning you didn't have. If you can see well enough to safely get off the road, do it. Pull far off onto the shoulder, not just barely off. You want to be completely out of the traffic lane. Then sit there with hazards on and wait for the squall to pass. 10 to 30 minutes typically. If you can't safely get off the road because visibility is too poor, slow way down, 20 or 30 miles per hour, maybe less. Stay in your lane as best you can. Hazard lights on. Don't stop in the traffic lane unless you absolutely have to. The most dangerous thing you can do is keep going 70 miles per hour because you're in a hurry or you think you can handle it. You can't. Nobody can. Professional truck drivers with decades of experience crash in these conditions. This isn't about skill. It's about physics and visibility. Now, I promised at the 10-minute mark I'd walk through this step by step. We're past that, so let me deliver. Step 1. Recognize conditions are deteriorating. If you notice visibility dropping, snow intensity increasing, wind picking up, these are warning signs a squall might be developing. Step 2. Slow down before you have to. Don't wait until you can't see to reduce speed. If conditions are marginal, drop from 70 to 50. If they deteriorate further, drop to 30 or 40. Step 3. Increase following distance dramatically. In good conditions, 3 seconds is the rule. In winter weather, make it 6 to 10 seconds. In a snow squall, make it even more if possible. You need time and space to react if the car head suddenly brakes or loses control. Step 4. Turn on hazard lights as soon as visibility drops significantly. Don't wait until it's a whiteout. Warn cars behind you early. Step 5. If visibility drops to near zero, decide immediately whether to pull off or slow way down and stay in your lane. Both options have risks. Pulling off risks getting hit by a car that can't see you. Staying in your lane risks rear-ending someone or getting rear-ended. You have seconds to choose. Step 6. If you pull off, get far off the road. Turn wheels away from traffic. If someone hits you from behind, you want your vehicle to go away from traffic, not into it. Step 7. Stay in your vehicle with seatbelt on. Don't get out to check damage or try to walk anywhere. Visibility is near zero. Other cars are still moving. You can't be seen. People die every year getting out of their vehicles during whiteout conditions and being hit by other vehicles. Step 8. Once the squall passes and visibility improves, assess whether you should continue or turn around. If you're already rattled, if conditions seem likely to produce more squalls, if you're not confident, turn around. No destination is worth dying for. Now, let me talk about the decision that happens before you even get in the car. The decision of whether to go at all. Someone mentioned they're driving from Indianapolis to Pittsburgh today. They were glad to know they could stop at rest areas and not have to drive straight through. That tells me they're aware conditions might be challenging and they're building flexibility into their plans. Smart, but let me ask a harder question. Should you be making that drive at all today? What's the trip for? Work that can't be rescheduled, family emergency, or something that's important but not urgent? Here's how to make that decision. Ask yourself 3 questions. Question 1. Is this trip truly necessary? Not I'd really like to go. Not I have plans. Truly necessary. Medical emergency. Work that absolutely cannot wait or be done remotely. Obligation that affects other people who are depending on you. If the answer is no, if this is a want rather than a need, then the answer is don't go. Period. No trip for fun, convenience, or preference is worth dying for. Question 2. Are conditions forecast to be dangerous during my travel time? Not there might be some snow. Dangerous. Snow squalls expected, ice accumulation significant, wind chills life-threatening, visibility predicted to be poor. If the answer is yes, conditions are forecast to be dangerous, and your trip isn't truly necessary, then the answer is don't go. If conditions are forecast to be dangerous and your trip is truly necessary, then proceed to question 3. Question 3. Can I mitigate the danger? Can I travel before or after the worst conditions? Can I take a route that avoids the most dangerous areas? Can I build in extra time so I'm not rushed? Can I have backup plans for places to stop if conditions deteriorate? If you can significantly mitigate the danger and the trip is truly necessary, then go. But go prepared. Emergency kit and vehicle. Full tank of gas. Phone fully charged. Someone knows your route and expected arrival time. You're checking weather and road conditions continuously. If you can't mitigate the danger, or if the trip isn't truly necessary, then the answer is don't go. I know this feels overly cautious to some people. It's just snow. I'll be fine. I've driven in snow before. But here's what you need to understand. Experience helps, but it doesn't make you immune to black ice, mechanical failure, other drivers losing control, or sudden whiteout conditions. Some situations can't be skillfully handled. They can only be avoided. Every person who died in a weather-related accident thought they'd be fine. Every person who got stranded thought they'd make it. Every person who crashed thought they could handle it. They were all wrong. Proverbs 16:18 tells us pride goes before destruction, a stubborn spirit before a fall. Thinking I can handle anything is pride. Recognizing some conditions are beyond anyone's ability to safely navigate is wisdom. Now, let me talk about specific hazards that make winter driving dangerous beyond just snow. Black ice. This is frozen water on pavement that's nearly invisible. It looks like wet road, but it's ice. You don't know you're on black ice until you try to brake or turn and nothing happens. Your vehicle just keeps going in whatever direction momentum is taking it. Black ice forms when temperatures are around freezing and there's moisture. Bridges freeze first because cold air is above and below them. Overpasses are the most dangerous spots on any highway in winter. Shaded areas freeze before sunny areas. Early morning is when black ice is most common because that's when temperatures are coldest. If you're driving in winter and temperatures are near freezing, assume any wet-looking pavement might be ice. Test your brakes gently in a safe area to see if you have traction. Slow down approaching bridges and overpasses. Don't make sudden steering movements. If you hit black ice and start to slide, don't panic brake. Take your foot off gas and brake. Steer gently in the direction you want to go. Don't overcorrect. Let the vehicle slow down on its own. Most importantly, don't panic. Panic leads to overcorrecting, which makes slides worse. Wind. High winds during winter storms don't just make driving uncomfortable. They create ground blizzards where existing snow gets blown across roads, creating zero visibility. They push vehicles, especially high-profile vehicles like trucks and SUVs. They create wind chills that make breakdown situations life-threatening. If winds are forecast to be 40+ miles per hour, that's a significant hazard. Combine that with snow and you have extremely dangerous conditions. Interstate highways become impassable not because of snow depth, but because of zero visibility from blowing snow. If you're driving in high winds and you feel your vehicle being pushed, slow down significantly. Keep both hands firmly on the wheel. Be especially careful on bridges where winds are stronger and there are no barriers to block them. Cold. Extreme cold creates multiple hazards. Batteries fail, tires lose pressure, fuel can gel if it's diesel. Windshield washer fluid freezes if it's not rated for low temperatures. And if you break down, exposure becomes life-threatening quickly. Minnesota and Wisconsin are looking at wind chills of -20 to -30 over the next few days. At -20, exposed skin can get frostbite in 30 minutes. At -30, frostbite in 10 minutes. If you break down in those conditions and you're not prepared, you could die before help arrives. This is why emergency kits matter. Blanket or sleeping bag, food and water, flashlight, first aid kit, phone charger, shovel, sand or kitty litter. These items keep you alive if you're stranded. Also, winter clothing in your vehicle, even if you're not wearing it. If you break down, you need to be able to stay warm. What you're wearing in your heated car isn't enough if you're stuck for hours in negative wind chills. Now, I promised at the 17-minute mark I'd explain exactly when you should cancel plans and stay home. We're past that, so let me deliver. Cancel and stay home if any of these conditions exist. Snow squalls are forecast for your route and travel time. These create sudden zero visibility. You can't safely navigate them no matter how good a driver you are. Ice accumulation is forecast to be significant. Quarter-inch or more of ice makes roads impassable. Vehicles slide helplessly. Even four-wheel drive doesn't help on ice. Wind chills are life-threatening, and winds are strong enough to create ground blizzards. Combination of poor visibility and exposure risk if you break down makes travel too dangerous. Authorities are advising against travel. When police, highway departments, or weather services say do not travel unless absolutely necessary, listen, they're not being overly cautious. They're trying to save your life and reduce strain on emergency services. Your gut says don't go. If you're feeling uneasy about making a trip, if you're worried about conditions, if you're not confident, trust that instinct. Your subconscious is processing risk factors you might not be consciously aware of. If you ignore these warnings and go anyway, you're not just risking your own life. You're potentially putting first responders at risk when they have to rescue you. You're contributing to accident scenes that close roads for other people. You're part of the problem instead of part of the solution. Now, let me address New Year's Eve specifically because that's today. A lot of people have parties to go to tonight, celebrations, events, and a lot of people will be driving in winter weather conditions while tired, after drinking, or in a hurry. This is a recipe for tragedy. If you're going to a party tonight and conditions are marginal, have a plan to stay overnight. Don't drink and drive, obviously, but also don't drive when you're exhausted at 2 in the morning after partying. Stay where you are. Sleep. Drive home in daylight when you're rested. If weather is bad and you can't stay overnight, maybe don't go. Maybe celebrate at home this year. Maybe do something local that doesn't require highway driving. Maybe acknowledge that 1 year of missing a party is better than not having any more years. A teacher commented about taking kids to New York City on January 9th and asking if she should move the trip because of weather concerns. That's good planning. She's thinking ahead. She's not waiting until the day before to decide. The answer depends on what the forecast looks like as we get closer. If January 9th shows hazardous travel conditions, yes, move it. If conditions look okay, then go, but have contingency plans. Don't lock yourself into rigid plans when weather is uncertain. Before I close, let me give you key points to remember about winter travel safety. Snow squalls are the biggest danger on roads right now. They create sudden zero visibility. You can't see them coming. Slow down, turn on hazards, get off road if possible, wait them out. Black ice is invisible. Bridges freeze first. Morning is most dangerous time. Slow down around freezing temperatures. Test your brakes. Don't panic if you slide. Emergency kit is not optional. Blanket, food, water, flashlight, first aid, phone charger, shovel, traction material. These could save your life if you're stranded. Most important decision happens before you leave home. Is this trip necessary? Are conditions dangerous? Can I mitigate the danger? If answers lead to don't go, then don't go. Pride kills. I can handle it thinking leads to crashes and deaths. Wisdom says some conditions should be avoided, not navigated. If you found this safety information valuable, I'd really appreciate it if you could like this video. It could save someone's life if they see it before traveling today. Subscribe if you haven't. Winter safety information will be ongoing throughout this season. Share with people who are traveling today or planning to travel this week. Someone you know might need this information and not have seen it. Comment your city and state so I understand what conditions viewers are facing. Psalm 91:11. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. God promises protection, but he also gave us wisdom and judgment. Don't presume on God's protection by making foolish choices. Use the wisdom he gave you to avoid danger when possible. Travel safely, travel wisely, and if the wise choice is not to travel at all, stay home. Happy New Year. Stay safe, and may God watch over you and everyone on the roads tonight. I'll see you in tomorrow's update.